And now we will invite Father Vazken of St. Peter's Armenian Church in Glendale, chaplain of the music of USC Armenian students, and distinguished USC alumni. Father Vazken.
Thank you very much. So good to be here, and congratulations today. You guys are part of a living miracle, because 97 years ago, some Turk got up and he said, I want to see a world where there's only one Armenian left, and that Armenian is in a museum. Guess what? In your face, Turkey. Look at this. You guys are not only living here, but you're also singing and praising and talking about Armenian life. So in your face, right? We are a living people. No more in the graves, we're living people. And that's what I'm coming here to tell you about today. And I want everybody else, you see that building right there? Ron Tudor building, an Armenian genocide survivor, building that building here at the University of Southern California. You see the building behind it? Zorab Gabrielian, another genocide survivor here at the University of Southern California. Hey, does Turkey want to deny it? It's their problem, not ours. But what is a problem is that we need to get this message out. And I'm here today to say that we are that next generation. Here, this is something very important. Dr. Dekmejian, he'll attest to this. I will tell you too. We used to come to these gatherings many years ago, and in the front row would be genocide survivors. We'd have a small row of genocide survivors, and every so often one of them would come up and they'd tell their story. They're finished. There's no more survivors. There's a few, and they're in homes, and very difficult for them to talk. So who's going to talk if not us? People see me as a priest. and they say, "What's that book of truth under your arm?" Usually I have a very special book of truth. Today I have another book. It is equally as truthful. It is Ambassador Morgenthau's story. This is the ambassador of the United States of America, who happened to be in Turkey when the Armenian Genocide was taking place. Does somebody want to deny the United States of America the truth that they said? And in his words, he says, the Armenians began to die by hundreds from hunger and thirst. Even when they came to rivers, the gendarmes, the police, merely to torment them, would sometimes not let them drink. The hot sun of the desert burned their scantily clothed bodies, and their bare feet, treading the hot sand of the desert, became so sore that thousands fell and died and were killed where they lay. My grandmother was married in a refugee camp. My grandmother had 3 sons, the oldest of which was 4 years old. The second was 2 years old in her arms. My father had not yet been born. She's walking, malaria, dysentery, these diseases that today we talk about, all those people out there, was not only her disease, but everybody around her. She finds a small little, my uncle, who died of malaria, dysentery, she finds a small ditch and she makes a small little grave and buries him there. My grandmother was no older than all of you. She was 22 years old. Imagine, our greatest problem right now is, what shoe should I wear? How do I get to school? Do I metro it? Do I take my car? Her problem is, how do I bury my child? And the tragedy of it wasn't just my grandma. It was hundreds of thousands of Armenians who were making these decisions. 1.5 million of them lost their life. Now today, we stand here 97 years on the anniversary. Here in Los Angeles, they're commemorating the 20th anniversary of the Rodney King beating. Truth coming out. Riots, because truth did not come out. Are we going to be that next generation that will riot? And I'm talking about a real riot, the riot of the soul, to say that truth cannot be contained. The truth has to come out. Because I'll tell you what, everybody knows that during the World War II, during the Holocaust, it was Adolf Hitler who got up and he said, "Who today remembers the annihilation of the Armenians?" And we know that 12 million people lost their lives because of that man, and him saying, "Who remembers the genocide, the annihilation of Armenia?" But here's the shocker. I want you to always remember this. That was only 15 years after the genocide had ended. 15 years after the Armenian genocide had ended, people had forgotten. And if we forget, and the world does forget, that's why you have Cambodia, that's why you have Bosnia, you have Ethiopia, you have Rwanda, and today you have Darfur. And so, we as Armenians today living have to be that voice that talks out and says the first genocide happened in 1915, and we will not be the last voice on this earth, because we will be the voice that proclaims the truth so that other genocides cannot happen. I want to end with this little comment. Several years ago, in 2006, I was in Rwanda, and there I was at the Genocide Museum, and I was looking at the pictures of Rwandan genocide survivors, and I was moved to tears. I was like a little baby crying, because every one of their stories was the story of my grandparents. Their skin color was different, but at that moment I became colorblind because I realized we were all humanity. And I'm looking out there, and some lady came up and says, "Why are you crying?" And I said, "Because my grandparents, these are the stories of my grandparents. They were genocide survivors." And here's the question she asked me. I want it to haunt everybody as it haunted me. She said, "Which genocide?" Can you believe we're living in a world where we have technology that from our hands we can communicate with the stars, and yet we are resolving our issues with genocide? Armenians, we have an obligation to this world. We have a duty to this world. We have it inside of our genes and our DNAs to talk about genocide, that it's finished. No more. We will not put up with it. Genocide finishes, and we have to be the first witnesses to that by witnessing truth. May God bless you. God bless the Armenian spirit. Long live Armenians.
Thank you, Father Vazken, for that very inspirational speech. And once again, we would like to invite Marina Abdasho to sing another song.